Hello everyone! So when Ohuhu asked me if I wanted to try out their skin tone brush markers, my first thought was, can I make an illustration using skin tones only? So yeah, that is what we're gonna find out about today. Can't really stand up by itself. Ah, there you go. Nope. Alright, you can just stay over there. So the Ohuhu brush marker skin tone set has been out for a while now, but they're still pretty new here in Europe. And look at that pretty brush tip. So we have a brush tip at one end, and I'm already making a mess, and a chisel nib at the other end. I actually really like the look of the Ohuhu brush markers. They look very clean and professional. We have the color code and color name on both the caps, but no color name on the actual marker. So don't remove both the caps at once, or else it can be very confusing. I'm not sponsored by Ohuhu, but if you would like to try out these markers yourself, I will have links in the description box below. So in this set we have 24 different colors plus a colorless blender marker, so 25 markers in total. And we also get this thing, kind of like a plastic sheet that you put under the paper that you're coloring on to prevent the markers from bleeding through and coloring the paper or your desk underneath. A handy little protective sheet. And here we have a little swatch card with all the different colors, but I'm still gonna do my own swatches because the colors can look a little different from when they're printed and how they look in real life. So yeah, let's do a little bit of swatching. I like that they have a color called brun. It is brown in Swedish. I don't know if it means something else. I actually haven't heard that word in English, I think. So the first one, Y4. That is more vibrant than I first thought. That is what I mean by how important it is to actually swatch the colors yourself before using them, because as you can see, it isn't even near the same color as on the cap and on the swatch card. So yeah, that was a surprise. These Ohuhu brush markers are so freaking juicy, wow. That is a little strange. There is a Y color in the middle of the YR colors, and it should be listed with the Y colors, but now it is with the YR colors instead. But yeah, I'm just gonna follow the card, I suppose. Just so you know, it isn't me writing it wrong. Wow, that is a pink. Some of them are like little surprises. So yeah, there we have it. There are a lot of different tones, and some of them look very saturated and vibrant, while some of them are a little more muted. I'm really happy I swatched these because some of them, they look very different from this color card and from the colors on the caps. And the negative thing about that is that you can't really just look at the marker and say, I like this color, because the actual color may be a little different from what you're expecting just from looking at the cap. Like this one, for example, that one really surprised me, and some of them looks way darker on the paper than on the cap. And also, if you'd like me to use these Ohuhu skin tone markers to make like an actual tutorial on how to color skin in different tones, make sure to leave a like on this video. Anyway, let's get on with the illustration. Guys, I'm sorry, but I can't hold it back anymore. I just have to say that it is very inclusive of Ohuhu to have this skin tone in this set, because I can only think of one single person in this whole wide world having this glowing orangey carrot skin tone. So I didn't really have any ideas or plans what to make with these colors at first, but I thought maybe it could be fun making like a fantasy or imaginary creature. It is a very limited palette with a lot of earthy and warmer tones, of course, because it is supposed to replicate skin tones, and it had me thinking of nature and autumn. Oh, I love autumn. And I sketched a few different creatures that could be sitting on a tree stump with a bunch of mushrooms and plants and stuff like that. I love drawing nature-inspired environments and creatures, so yeah, that is what I went with. So I sketched a few different creatures, thinking that maybe I could do something different, like a ferret creature or a bunny, but as soon as I drew this caterpillar, I knew I could not draw anything else. It may be one of the cutest things I've ever created. It is round, it is fluffy, it is adorable. I mean, how can you not love it? Anyway, I did the whole line art in ProCreate on my iPad, and then I printed it on thick Bristol board, and it has become my new favorite way of creating line work. It takes away a lot of pressure on me, knowing that I can adjust and erase and redraw the lines all that I want, whenever I want. I also don't have to sit by my work desk when I do the line art. I can just sit with the iPad wherever I like, so that is very nice and relaxing. Also, doing art like this, it makes me really excited to create my own coloring book sometime in the future. I would love to do a whole book with cute creatures like this. I am very happy I did a mock-up to try out different coloring alternatives before coloring this piece, because I first thought I would make the fur or the body of the caterpillar in this bright carrot president orange, but it just stood out too much for me, so I went with a similar but more desaturated color. And joking aside, I don't understand why that color is in this skin tone set, because it is so bright and orange, and to be honest, many of the colors are very bright and saturated. I would have wished for some more cooler tones and some more desaturated tones. I am actually very curious to see how these colors would be to color actual skin with, so please let me know if you would like to see a video like that. It was actually my initial idea to make a tutorial video too after doing this video, but I'm not sure how interested you guys would be in that, so that is why I'm asking, so please let me know. I know that tutorial videos are not the most popular, hottest subject here on YouTube right now, but maybe someone would find it helpful. So even if I can't say how the colors of these markers are to color actual skin with, I really like how they look together in this illustration. I have only used the Ohuhu brush markers a few times before, but I am always amazed and blown away by how amazing the brush nib is. It is durable, it is pointy, it has just the right amount of flexibility, and if the nib goes dull or if it breaks, you can actually pull it out, turn it around and put it back in again, and you will get a new fresh nib, so that is great. These are definitely the best cheap brush markers that I've tried so far, and if you've seen Jazza's videos where he's trying out a bunch of different markers, you know that the Ohuhu marker, they really give Copic a good match, and the colors, they blend so smoothly. I can't believe that these markers are as cheap as they are, because they are pretty cheap. There are way more expensive markers out there that are a lot less great, if you could say so. But something that I struggled a lot with though is that the colors on the caps, they are not matching the actual ink. I had to use my own made coloring swatch card every time I picked a color to double check that I picked the right one. The colors on the caps, they are much lighter and more pastel-like, and the actual ink, it is much darker and more saturated, and sometimes it is a completely different tone. And I think that once you have used the markers long enough, you would probably learn what the colors looks like, but it was pretty tedious having to control check every color before using it. So I think that is one of the bigger downsides with these markers that I know of so far. Now something completely different. I know how much you guys love the cat intermission, some of you guys anyway, and every time when there is no cat intermission, you tell me that you miss it, and honestly, I can't really force Sally to be on camera when I'm drawing, even if I love it when she's stepping all over things, but sometimes she's just sleeping all the day, or maybe I have already finished recording when she shows up, and sometimes she just sits next to me without not being on camera. So here's a little suggestion for you. Whenever there is no natural cat intermission, I'm gonna try to add another little footage, which I will call Sleepy Cat Break. I'm still working on that name though, but I hope you will enjoy it, or else I'm pretty sure you will let me know. I am in love with this caterpillar and this illustration overall. I should do a coloring book called Cute Forest Creatures and Mushrooms. That would be totally up my alley. I think this may be one of my favorite types of illustrations to make, having the character and a piece of the environment in focus, but not with a fully drawn background. It is kind of like a sticker. Speaking of which, this piece will be available in my shop, so make sure to check that out. I will have a link in the description box below. But yeah, you can clearly tell that these colors, they are very saturated, especially the caterpillar looks very orangey, even if I try to use a more muted tone. And I'm not really sure how that would work for actual skin tones, but looking past that, I love the color scheme and I could totally make more illustrations using this skin tone set. I think that the colors, they look great together and they blend so nicely. But yeah, I think that is all for today. I hope you enjoyed this video and this caterpillar. Let me know if you have a cute name for him. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I hope I will see you next time. Keep drawing my happy cats. Bye!